Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and we are back with some more RimWorld, and this is the Hussars and Highmates colony. And check it out, here is the first generation of our Hussars and Highmates to be born here at the colony. Of course, the parents are Hutch. He is one of our Hussars. Strong, she is another Hussar here. She's also Bloodluster, so she's got a bunch of dead person's equipment on there. But we've also got Shay, the high mate, not housemate. Been confusing those two quite a bit, and that's probably because of our man Shepherd here, who is actually a Highmate housemate. Yes, that's right, that's where the confusion all stems from. But nonetheless, the colony is going really well. We've got ourselves a quest prisoner here. We're stuck with them for another 11 days. We've also got 2 ducks, and we got no place to put them, so I'm gonna move this. We don't want our ducks to catch on fire, right? That's a potential future ritual we're going to set up there. But the ducks themselves, we bought these early just because I want to start getting some eggs going, maybe a little bit of meat. It's always good. We've got plans. Oh yeah, we got plans for a place to put them. So if we take a look here at what I've dubbed the frog's face, I guess you'll call it. I didn't intend for it to look like that. That's just kind of how it worked out. I'm trying to get away from like the square and rectangular build. As you can see, we've got some nice diagonal walls here. They're going up too quite nicely. We're almost done. Our trap fence is about ready. We got to get this side completed too. And also, just as a side note, I want to go ahead and real quick, let's whip down some floors. Someone pointed this out, and I hadn't thought about this, but it makes total sense. If we line the section here under the traps with floors, that'll just further encourage the AI raiders to take this side of it, because they want to go for the fastest route. So if we got some floors in there, that might help them a little bit, encourage them. And of course, it'll help us too. I think I might just go ahead and do it under both sides. Nah, we'll just wait. Give them time. They got a lot of work to do already. So we've only got 2 construction people. That's Strong and Hutch, the 2 Hussars. Shay, Shepherd are more focused on like gardening and cooking and stuff. And of course, doing a little bit of research. So let's take a quick peek at that too. And as you can see with the scenario we started with, we knew go juice production, but we did have to research psychite just so we can get some yayo and stuff, to actually make the go juice with. But we went ahead and did a couple of things. We got our batteries, air conditioning we started with, and I did get into some smithing, but now we've backtracked a little bit, so we're working on psychoid brewing, trying to get that knocked out so we can make some tea. And after that, we're going to go right back to machining and stuff. Now, this is a big one too. The genetics, we're going to have to get into this real early. Because especially this first one here, as long as we've got the power and the steel and components, we can start like accelerating, the population of this colony. A few people have pointed out, or commented that it's going to be a little bit tricky with just 4 people and their offspring to get like a true burgeoning colony going, unless you're thinking about inbreeding them and stuff, which I don't even know if that's possible. But I've never tried a colony like this. Nonetheless, I think with genetics, we can just make a whole bunch of kids from these 2 couples. We can remove the ovum, fertilize them, then implant them in growth vats and just keep the babies churning, from these 2 couples alone. And we'll just have a huge colony full of siblings, essentially, which is totally fine, But if we do happen to come across a Hussar or a Highmate who raids us or whatever, or like a Highmate that comes to visit through one of our like hospitality mods, I think we can convert people and ask them to stay too. It upsets the faction if we do that, but that might be another way of getting a housemate. Because somebody else pointed out in the comments, thank you so much for those comments, by the way, guys. Keep them coming, I love them. But that if you get Hussars quite regularly during raids, but it's rare to get the Highmates to show up, unless because they're not going to be with a raid, they're non-violent. So it's got to be through some sort, I guess, like maybe you'll see them in slave ships and things of that. But also, I'm hoping the hospitality will draw in some too. Oh my God, look out, guys. They're throwing horseshoes here. The ducks are going to get pelted if they're not careful. Oh, that's kind of funny. I put them all next to each other. No worries, no worries. I think aside from the ducks getting hit by horseshoes, I think we've got an interesting possibility over here. Now, initially, because all our gardening and fertile soil is surrounding the vent here, that's a bit disappointing because, you know, in the future when you lay down the generator here, the power generator, you're going to have to be eating up some of your precious fertile soil. But it also presents an interesting opportunity because what I could potentially do now is wall this off to a certain size. I don't know if I'm able to get like the entire area here. Maybe I could. Obviously I'll have to move these boys, take these out and put them out here somewhere, which is totally fine. But what we can do is take advantage of the warmth coming off this geyser to essentially turn this into a cheap and easy greenhouse. So we will still have to provide grow lights themselves, which we I think have access to. Garden tools, sun lamp. Yeah, so I can do the sun lamp here. And I think I can even select, yeah, different sizes. AO, so that's the always on. If I just build one that doesn't say that, for instance, the sun lamp here, at nighttime it'll switch off to save electricity. But you can have them always on if for whatever reason you want that. But regardless, see, we could squeeze a couple of these in here, probably a total of 3, maybe 4 if we include like another smaller size one too. So we might do that. I think right now, again, I'm going to just wait because for one thing, I will have to move all the, no, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, I'll have to move all the air things. I can't think of it. The wind turbines. Yes, that's what they're called. We'll have to move those first, and then we can start to think about that. But that's definitely going to be in the future. It works, I think, because we haven't even gotten to the serious winter yet, you know, of our first year. So I think we're set on our food, but you never know. You know, we could come down to the wire here with food. That's never a good thing. Okay, well, the walls are coming along quite nicely. In fact, right now, everything is sealed completely except for this one spot, as intended. So this is eventually, of course, once this is built, where everyone will funnel through. But for right now, it does offer another opportunity here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and fill in my home area. So I want to get all of this filled in. I could do it the manual way of dragging it across like I've started to here in this corner. But it starts to get a little tricky when you get around these weird angles. So the shapes mod comes in handy here. Again, very good mod for building. In fact, this is what allowed me to really design these walls perfectly. You could do that manually too, but it's extremely laborious. This way you can just draw the line. But the shapes tool also has this paint bucket option right here. So this can be used for a lot of different things, but also zoning. So if I have my zone selected and I go to the paint can, if you're familiar with like Photoshop or Microsoft Paint or whatever, this is a familiar tool to use. So what you can do is just click it. Boom. I should have zoomed out a little bit, but it filled it all in. Now, it doesn't do the whole map. If I were to do it outside here, for instance, it wouldn't just fill the map. It does a pretty large section, but as long as it's enclosed, if you're just doing a room, for instance, boom. Did you see it? It just filled up that whole little section. I'll come over here. Nice. Nice. Even in here. Okay. This I might need to drag, but looks like it's working. Kinda, sorta here. You can see it's filling in the mountain areas, so this spot would have been probably more efficient to just drag it. So we can easily go back, select that, boom. There we go. Yep. For whatever reason, it's not quite covering all that, but you can see it still made my job a lot easier. Now, I do need to go in and actually cover these up, which unfortunately there's no quick and easy way to do that with the shapes tool. This way, with these weird angled walls, you do have to just get down and dirty with your hands, do it manual. Okay, there you go. So that's pretty perfect. Looks good there, looks good. Now I just have to go and do it with the safe zone too. But don't worry, I won't make you sit through all of this. This safe zone is just going to be the area where I'll restrict the colonists to if I want them to stay inside the walls and stuff. Now you might say, why don't you just make that your home zone? Well, sometimes, you know, I might want the home zone to include, for instance, this tunnel. so that, you know, the construction people will come out here and reset these traps automatically. But if we're in a lockdown mode, I don't want people coming out into this trap area, especially not the Highmates and stuff. They need to be in an area which is a safe zone. So essentially for this purposes right now, when I make this safe zone, it's literally going to be exactly like the home zone, except I will completely exclude the hallway here. Okay, and as you can see, I've got the safe zone laid out nicely here with the help of my shapes tool. And of course, I've excluded the hallway, like I said, and actually I went ahead and pulled back this whole area because this is where the Hussars will come and stand whenever we need them to shoot. Because remember, all the enemies are funneling right through here. And it's not perfectly centered, but it's still going to be effective, I hope. But nonetheless, that's the idea, and I won't belabor the areas too much, you know, in the future. But I just want to show off the mod and how easy it does make some of these odd, irregular shapes. Okay, well, now that we've designated where the fighting will all take place, it's pretty important to get all this area here cleared. And that includes the tree stumps and all these chunks of rock too. So I'm literally going to go in here to the hull urgently and get them to just remove any rocks here. Also, probably any that are inside the hallway should go too. There we go. Yeah, so the Hussars will get those moved. I got a little zone right over here for stone chunks. So those can go inside where our crafters can get their hands on them. But once we've got it all dug up and finished, I'm going to let them prioritize this first. I will most definitely come in here with some floors, just some plain old slabs. And this whole area is going to be covered. Now that's just so no trees will grow or anything like that. I could probably leave it unpaved and just do like a grow zone here so that our planters will come by and cut down any trees and just not sow anything in it. You know, that works too, but I don't know. I just prefer just to cover it with some concrete or whatever, some asphalt, and just call it quits. Oh boy, well, I was just looking at the temperature here inside, and everything looks to be pretty good right now. We've got a fire going in the prisoner's room, because we needed to heat this place up before I actually got this built. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to leave it up, because we got a couple of vents, so essentially everything in here is connected. We do have 3 temperature regulator units here. I could probably just go with straight up heaters. Wouldn't be a bad idea either. I'm so used to using these though. They are not the wall. These, not the power conduit. This, the temperature control unit. It does come from a mod that's literally just called temperature control unit. That's all it adds. So instead of having to go with an air conditioner and a heater and switch them back and forth, you just build this one thing. It should function as a heater, but I think it's just the fact that we're super cold outside. We're at 14 Fahrenheit, negative 10 degrees Celsius, so it's just really cold at this point. I hope our little guys are going to be okay. Yeah, animals are usually pretty hardy, so... But you can tell the garden's not doing well. It got warm there again for a minute, but now it's definitely getting colder and colder. So this is going to be dying off pretty soon. But what I've gone and done is switched off sowing. You can see, so they're not going to come in here. If we do have another warm spell, they're not going to waste their labor coming through here and replanting this just for it all to die. In fact, I think let's try and get them to harvest this rice. Yeah, there's a little bit they can get to. And Shay is breastfeeding. I'm going to grab our boy here who's researching and literally force him to come and do that. Now, that also may draw your attention over to this little section here. As you can see, so once the walls are done, I would like to be able to have this area able to lock it down. So I might at some point put a door here and just leave it open. But... we'll have to have alternate ways in and out. So that's what these two areas serve as, obviously. And you can see I do kind of a airlock system or double doors. So eventually at some point these walls will be doubled up here. So we'll have 2 layers all the way across. And this is what the exit will look like, essentially. So if raiders do come and break into this first one, they've still got a secondary door to deal with. And I will probably use plasteel at some point, but right now I'm just using granite for the exterior and steel for the interior, because steel opens up a little quicker, so it's more efficient. But that's my thinking behind the doors right there. And at some point we will expand. In fact, I'm definitely planning on like going across the river. We're going to have bridges that will span this distance, and we're going to build a secondary little outpost over here, and we'll probably try and surround it with walls. So we're looking to expand, definitely. But for right now, this is pretty good. We've got our homes over here set up. Hey, here's a research. All right, let's get into machining. I know I said we want genetics, and I'll probably bounce back and forth here, but I'm really, really anxious to get up to like gun turrets and mortars and stuff. It's going to be so essential for defending the colony. But nonetheless, we're going to get it all worked on at some point, right? You know, I was just looking through some of the quests that popped up and stuff that we're not going to do, but I realized we've got her yeoman ceremony still, and I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, we can do this tier. We can get her started with a new Psylink level, but we don't have to like provide any of the royalty stuff right away. So I think we're going to do that. Let's get Shay up here. And let's begin the bestowing ceremony. Oh, it's going to be terrible quality. But like I say, this will at least get her one power. Hopefully it's like Word of Love. Oh, look, she brought the baby with her. But yeah, Word of Love would be cool. Word of Trust would be amazing. But those are later level spells. So I guess for level 1, I don't know, Solar Pinhole maybe? Let's see here. Ooh, unimpressive, darn it. Oh, okay, she got Word of Trust. That is level 1. That's perfect. Nice, because of course she's non-violent. So anything that would be like Berserk Pulse or just Berserk, I know that's probably not level 1 either, but things of the more offensive nature are going to make her forced to get up into the front lines, and we don't want that. She's got to stay back. So that's like the perfect level 1 spell. Hey, don't leave Lady V sitting there. Okay, somebody picked up the child. Good, good. So, in regards to the bathroom over here, someone pointed out that we will get a debuff if people use like a joint bathroom or whatever, similar to like a barracks, where they get a debuff if they share a barracks sometimes, if you don't have it nice enough. I assume that's the same as true here. So, they suggested that we go ahead and put up some walls and an individual like door for each toilet, or I guess in this case latrine. I don't need to bring them all the way out, but that's okay. So I'm going to move this one over to here. We'll put the wall here. I think this will work. I'll probably use some wooden doors, actually. We got plenty of wood, so we'll slap down some wooden doors. I don't know, though. I feel like maybe I should make them bigger than this, but let's see. This is going to be perfect. If I don't build the wall all the way out, we will have this one blank space here, but it's going to be ugly, and eventually it'll get changed out a little bit because I do need to plan this better. But nonetheless, I think it'll work, and hopefully they don't get a mood debuff from using it, even though these rooms are pretty tiny. But that'll be just temporary. If they're inside of a small room, that's not like a mood debuff. They just don't like it as much. But nonetheless, we'll see how that works. Hopefully that's going to be an improvement. Let's check on the kids right now. We're looking at not quite a year old. Nope, they haven't reached their first birthday yet. But so we've got a few more years before they're able to grow up and start running around, helping out, taking lessons in the school and stuff. But man, I'm looking forward to that. You know, I think the next step after we get these walls up, I'm really waiting for this before I designate too much more construction. But I want to get some shelves in here too. I don't want to have all this stuff just sitting on the floor. I know it looks terrible and stuff, but it's much more efficient having the shelves too. But then again, like I've said before, this, our kitchen slash freezer slash barn, it's going to be pretty important too. So that's another big construction project we need to get working on. And I'm just checking on my ducks occasionally, make sure that they're not experiencing hypothermia yet. All right. Well, like I said, it's not real pretty, but it is going to work. And oops, we got this wall light right here. I'm going to have to move that. I wonder if that's going to work. Oh, yeah, look. Oh, can he still move that? It's like behind the wall. Interesting. God, those wall lights are like magic, aren't they? But nonetheless, I should probably at least put a light in each one of these. And let's slap another one in here. All right. You know what? It's kind of ugly, but quite literally worked out almost perfectly. If I expanded it, you know what? Actually, if I move this, okay, yeah, I got a better idea. So let's deconstruct these two, and then I'll just move the toilet over to 1. This can be, oh, I'll move it over 2. Then we can just use the outer wall as the side here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That way I will be able to build this out, and they'll all be perfectly surrounded like that. Great. I like it. Oh boy, well, my latrine designs were interrupted here by another quest, guys. Now, I am going to try and accept as many quests as I can, but this one is not viable. It's somebody will want to join us. She's an 11-year-old begging to join us. She's got a threat following her, but that's not the reason. She's a baseliner. It doesn't allow me to click on her and look at her skills or traits, but if we just hover, it does say that she's a baseliner. So that's a big no. Sorry, guys. Okay, well, these might be the worst latrines ever designed, but I am mighty proud of this right now. So if we get this bucket over here, it's going to be complete. Got to put in a couple lights, and I'm actually super tempted now to backfill this, to have them come out here and deconstruct that piece so we can fill that in. But like I said, it's pretty poorly designed, but ultimately I like it. I like it. It's going to work. It's going to work. I hope nobody trips over the tub. And as you can see, I've got the vent directly in one of the toilet stalls. So I'm going to move that here so nobody has any bad dreams or anything at nighttime, if you know what I'm talking about. But nonetheless, I think we've covered the latrines for this episode. So hopefully we don't have to revisit this section for a while, at least until I start to get some actual plumbing going and stuff. Okay, well, I totally lied to you, but we're going to talk about the latrines one more time here. So I decided to just go ahead and build some pipes. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but I'm hoping that instead of having to manually come in here now, we can just, since these are going to be connected, I hope, yeah, they'll just flush it right out into the river so we don't have to come out here and manually kick over these cans anymore, which, don't get me wrong, I do actually love that aspect of this. I'm gonna get that door worked on right away, but it's a little bit laborious, so if we could just pipe this stuff right out to the river, man, I think we'd be good to go. Okay, interesting. I don't think I've ever seen an inspired mining perk, but he must have had some good dreams over here, old Hutch. So he would like to mine at least 50 rocks. Well, I think I've got just the spot for him to go. So if we look over here, this happens to be where we drop off our dead corpses. It's kind of out of line of sight, so I've got it just tucked behind this little hill. But I think first things first, buddy, why don't you go ahead and wake up? Quit dreaming about it. Get out here and mine some steel for us. We're going to need it. You can see we're down to 59. And yeah, we've got a lot of planning here. Like I said, kitchen, walk-in freezer. That's going to all take steel. Of course, this area right here, what did we say this was? I think this is going to be our stockpile room. Yeah, at some point, we're going to put our stockpile here. And for this, I'm talking just like for general items. Cold stuff and foods will go in here. And I might do an outdoor stockpile for like steel and gold and things that don't deteriorate outdoors, to just to save space. But quite honestly, once you start to place these shelves and stuff, you get a stockpile room like this filled with shelves. I could probably store everything in here, including steel and rock chunks, or not chunks, but blocks. So it won't be an issue, most likely. All right, well, our researchers are really doing great. We've got from machining to gunsmithing just finished. Now we're going on to mortars. That's right, it's hard to believe it, but when you start off with electricity, man, it's nice to get right to it. So after that, we'll probably go into blowback operations and then gas, so we can start to construct our own SMGs. That'll be helpful, but like I said, at some point, maybe after mortars, I'm going to make a quick diversion into xenogenetics. So again, all of that's going to require steel, but luckily we're still out here with Hutch. He's still got his little mining inspiration, which I think will automatically fall off once he mines that specific amount that it said. Oh, there's a party, buddy. All right, go back to the party, my friend. I'll give him a break. I was going to force him to do that whole vein there, but it's all right. Let's observe the party here, see what they're talking about. Shay told a joke about using sabers. Oh, that's hilarious. Strong joked about practicing daggers with Shepard. Surprisingly violent conversations here, but I guess that's what you get when you got Hussars around here. Shepard chatted about maple trees with Shay. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. A bit more loving, more laid back. I love talking about maple trees myself. But poor Middleton, stuck in prison over here. She's only with us for 3 more days. That's not a big deal. And of course, if we take a break from the party, scroll over here real quick. We do have another quest. Let's see here. Select monument. 18 more days. We got to guard this bad boy. Now, we already got the reward. We do have the telescope installed already. And we've spent many a fun night gazing at the stars with it. But, oh, they're chatting about ducks. Finally, see, I knew that the influence of the Highmates would rub off on the Hussars and not the other way around, obviously. Uh-oh. Well, I hope that the housemates didn't rub off too much on the Hussars, or the Highmates either, because now we got a raid. Oh, let's take a look, guys. Let's see here. We got 3 humans. They look like pig types. That's a pig. No doubt about it. That's a baseliner. 2 baseliners and a pig. And they got some weapons. They got a shotgun, a machine pistol, and a bolt action. That bolt action's got some serious range on it, so we're going to have to be careful. Watch ourselves approaching these guys. Now, what did it say? Are they coming right at us? They prepare for a while and then attack. So we could preemptively assault them. I think we will too. Let's check everybody's. All right, I'm gonna call off the party, guys. Well, no, I'm just gonna force him to consume some steak. And yep, the party's been called off, unfortunately. Nope, I think we're gonna have to recruit. And now with the ideology system, we've gone with the, what is it, the fluid ideology it's called. So right now, whenever they ingest or inject the go juice, they are getting a mood debuff, unfortunately. Yeah, and it's pretty persistent. It's constant. Because these guys are Hussars. They have to have it. So at some point, I need to figure out how to change that. I think we just need to level up our ideology, have some more rituals and stuff so we can start to establish it more and make drugs okay, I hope. But in the meantime, we're just going to have to take the mood hit. Luckily, it's kind of countered by the fact that they're like so in love with their high mate couples that, you know, they get this psychic bond here that, like I said, it kind of balances it out. They have a psychic bond plus 12. So there you go. But nonetheless, guys, we are on the assault here. Let's see how this goes. We're going to have to cross the giant river. And, oof, you know what? Actually, let's come all the way to the edge of the map over here. And then we're just going to shoot straight forward. Like I said, we really got to be careful of that. It's essentially a sniper rifle. The bolt action. It's like an early sniper rifle. But, all right, guys, I know it's freezing out here, but you're going to have to get your feet wet a little bit. Oh, look, these guys are having conversations over here, too. I didn't get to really catch what it was, but I just noticed it. All right, we've got our people in position. I'm trying to take some cover behind this hill, but since we're in the water and they're behind the trees, I think we're going to be a bit more exposed. Oh, here he goes. This guy's rushing forward. He's anxious. Come on, buddy. Yeah, he's got that little pistol. Let's pull our guys back. So, oh, nice, nice. I was going to say, so when their friends catch up to the fact, oh, they're splitting up. No, where are they going? What the hell are they doing? Melee attacking wind turbine. Oh, they're going to go all the way around because that's the only way in through the base. Right. All right, let's kind of follow them. Maybe we can kind of pick them off. This guy in the back, the shotgun dude. Come on. We're on go juice, so once they hit that soil, yeah, get out of the lake there, the river, we should be able to move a little bit quicker. Come on, can we catch up with them? Oh yeah, here we go. Perfect. Now they're going into the water, so we're going to be the ones behind cover here. Looks like the pig just figured out what's happening. Yep, he's trying to get in range. Fall back. We don't want that shotgun in our faces. Fall back. Fall back. Don't let him get another shot off. Keep moving, guys. Keep moving. Oh, those pigs take a lot of damage, don't they? What is this doing out here? Okay, very nice. Got ourselves a poor pump, but we'll take it. Oh, he's retreating. All right, being very peaceful Hussars married to the Highmates, they're just going to retreat. They're just going to allow this guy to leave. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why don't you fall back a little bit? Don't let him get any shots off. Okay, he got one shot off, but he missed. All right, so yep, we're going to let him escape peacefully. There he goes. All right, another successful defense of the colony. We're definitely going to take that shotgun and look at these animals up here. Man, oh man, they're frozen too, so they won't spoil for a while. We got pretty lucky with that. Just coming up here to notice these animals was a boon. So there you go, guys. We have successfully defended the colony thanks to the Hussars and the moral support of the Highmates back here at home, taking care of the kids and stuff. I really appreciate everybody stopping by for this episode. If you're enjoying the series so far, I hope you'll hit that like button for me. Also, subscribe to the channel, guys, if you haven't done so yet. And also, if you'd like to join my Discord channel, we do a lot of discussion about RimWorld and other games and stuff. Sometimes I even occasionally stream there while I record an episode and whatnot. So check the link in the description below if you would like to join, guys. I appreciate y'all out there. Thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.